It was a nice Thursday, walking home from school. I remember it was a job day, the day when the job system starts giving out items. So I go to my computer and start idling. It was a crazy thing to idle. It never works nowadays, but I do it anyway. Later in the game, I received one refined metal as a job item. Boy, was I shocked, because everyone knows Valve didn't add refined metal to the job system, but I didn't care. I got something interesting for once. How could my day get any better, I thought, because I had 2 refined metal in my backpack. The possibilities are endless, I told myself. I carefully took the refined out and put it on the craft table. I was so excited to finally craft my first hat. Wishing myself luck, I clicked the craft button. I waited. Then it finished, with an agonizing shriek that broke your heart. The prompt wasn't as same as it was before. Instead of saying craft succeeded, it said it was backwards. I was confused, like it was bugged. This couldn't have been hacked, I thought, because for one, it was an online game from an official company. Then the screen flickered for a split second. Then the item was displayed. I didn't even have to click the OK button. It showed a mining light. People considered it a bad hat, but I didn't care about that. What I noticed was an engineer was more gloomy, his shirt was extremely darker, and his eyes were glowing red. The thing that got me most was the craft number, Devil's Number. I thought that it was a little creepy, considering the fact that the engineer looked demonic. The hat wasn't too bad. I equipped it on my engineer. Once I equipped the hat, the screen flickered again. Then that's when I thought the game was hacked, as the engineer had the most disturbing grin I've ever seen, and his shirt was more darker. I couldn't believe my eyes. What the hell is going on? I turned off the game for the day, and I went to bed. The next morning, I got ready for school. I didn't forget about what happened yesterday, so I was going to tell my friends about what happened last night. I spread the rumor about what happened to the game. Most of my friends at school didn't play TF2, so they didn't really care. I got to my friends and told them about what happened. They were shocked to hear about this, because at the moment, one of them was asking me to meet them at their house tonight to show them. That night, I put on my jacket and I told my parents I was going to my friend's house for a visit. They told me to be back by 9 p.m. and I said okay and left. My friend invited me in and he led me to this gaming computer. It was complex for me because the keyboard was split in half but I didn't think that it was a problem. I was a fast typer anyway. My friend told me to show him the hat and he looked over it very carefully. My friend was an expert at programming at the moment. He said it was normal. Lots of items have the craft number 666. Then I told him about the engineer. He was disturbed to hear that because he told me to kindly leave. I was upset to be kicked out so early. I headed home only to find this nightmare to become much worse. I got on my computer to play some TF2. I picked engineer and started like most people did. I had fun. Some of my friends were on the same server with me. Then it started getting more disturbing over time. Like the map was slowly turning red. The screen was blurring and my teammates slowly died off. Eventually, I was the only one left, and the blue team was just standing there, looking at me, like I was their worst nightmare. One tried to shoot at me, and it did nothing. I tried to move, but the keyboard took control of everything. I was just sitting there, watching my character slaughter everyone. Every person I killed left. The engineer eventually was the only one left on the server. I sat watching him. Then the most high-pitched scream I've ever heard crashed the game. I couldn't play anymore. I was scared. How could a Valve allow this to happen? I went to bed. I was playing TF2 again, but I was a spy. I played as usual. I came across an engineer with his buildings and as I got closer with my sapper, The background became more blurred and darker. Then the world paused. I couldn't move. The engineer slowly turned around, with the same disturbing details I saw in my character loadout. I was horrified, unable to comprehend what was going to happen next. He walked towards me, with a devilish grin on his bloody face. He ripped my arm holding the sapper and told me, "Now you're just trying to mess with my contraptions, Nick." I was screaming. I couldn't bear the pain. Without effort, he punched a hole through my chest and ripped out my heart. I was seeing my life flash with my very eyes. I fell to the ground. I was dying, and for the very first time, I felt like it was over. I looked up to find it. I looked up to find the engineer with his eyes on fire, laughing at me for my failure. I woke up with a sweat everywhere. It was my first nightmare in over 5 years. I immediately got on the computer and started up TF2 and deleted my hat, never to find those occurrences happen again. I thought it was over. Then I heard a clank on my window. I looked out to find a man sitting there. He looked up and waved at me. Then he disappeared with no trace. I quit TF2 ever since, and I still have nightmares of that engineer slaughtering me every single night.